looking to start painting this ancient blue dragon today, and as you can see, it is very large. It's really cool. Get this view up here for you guys. So really cool, very large dragon, and yeah, so this would look really cool in your game, or just on your bookcase, on your table, whatever. And yeah, so just gonna get some blue on him here today. So similar to how I painted have been painting the red dragon, I've got a triad of colors here, and so I've got this sapphire blue, this true blue, and this sky blue. Additionally, I have this midnight blue, which I'm gonna kind of test out here just on my little mat and see how it looks as a base tone. I'm kind of curious to see if I like it better. It's always easier to start off darker and then build up, at least in my case. I'm going to be using a really crappy brush here today, just because I do not care about details today too much. Stuff's going to be getting covered up anyway because it's the base coat. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this midnight blue, put a dab, so you can see that right there. And take this sapphire blue, I'm going to put a dab, and then I'm just going to grab a piece of paper off my desk. I'm just going to kind of drag them. Okay, so you can see the two different colors here. One is very dark, it's practically as dark as the black, especially with the black coming through. The other is very bright, and so I don't want this first coat to be that light. So I'm going to be starting off with the midnight blue. So this midnight blue color here, which is very dark, and coming up over the black, it's going to look, with the black coming through, it's going to look very, very dark, practically black, but that's okay. We put 10 drops in. I'm gonna grab my water dropper, some of my water, just put 1, 2, 5 for now. I might water down that a little bit more here in a minute. Just kind of mix it up. So I'm just gonna kind of jump in on this guy. Again, it's just getting a base coat down, so it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah. So, oh yeah, see, look at that. Look at how good that looks already. So I have primed this in black primer first, and then I came over it with like a gray, to really just kind of make some of the highlights pop. Let me do this, turn on my other light. Do this. There we go. Um, so yeah, it's just trying to get. I'm not gonna do the horn in this because it's gonna get like a tan color, tan base coat, and then it's gonna get some yellow, maybe some bone color on top of that. So so I'm trying to not have too many bubbles pop up as I, coat this, just because bubbles do make it difficult. They just don't look good on the paint, and then you have to come back and try to cover them. So you can just see how big and detailed this piece is. I will say that when you're painting large things, one of the challenges is it shows your mistakes. You can't hide all of your mistakes. You have to have different tricks. So there's all different kinds of painting tricks, but you need a different set of tricks for big stuff. And I haven't painted a lot of big stuff, so I painted lots of minis. And so with it being so watered down, it's going to kind of sink into the crevices, which is exactly what we want. We want those to be darker, because it's where like shadow would be and stuff. So that's all that is. Again, my theory on dragons is that dragons have coloration similar to fish. So there will be, like the wings will get a coat of this dark color as well. Be lightened up a bit more because it's supposed to be like, a membrane like skin. But the underside, I do color them lighter. So like with Blue Dragon, his wings are typically shown as being like yellow in color. So now, while I don't mind it pooling, I don't want it so thick that it drips. So when I see little runs, I try to clean them up. You can see how the that light gray kind of pops through there, and how that helps the coloring. So far, so good. I'm happy with this midnight blue color. Actually looks really good on camera. Again, in person it's a bit more gray. And I will probably go over this one more time. Probably won't film that, but So this figure is something that I 3D printed. It is for sale on my website. Not painted. It does come fully assembled. I do. It does print in a few pieces, but I do glue them together for you so that it's right out of the box. It does come pre-primed. I do prime it for you, so it does come in black, so that if you do want to paint it, you can just start right off, right out of the box. Look at that. This figure, due to its size, the beautiful level of detail, this piece is $120 on my website. So if you are interested and you're curious about how much it would cost, that is what the price is right now. Currently have 3 in the inventory, so ready to ship right away. Everything comes packed very securely so that you don't have to deal with any broken parts. So what I'm doing right now is I'm painting the fingers of the wing. Notice how I'm not painting the webbing here on the back side because again, dragons are colored like fish, so they're lighter on the bottom so that when you look up in the sky when they're flying, it's lighter, so it's more like looking up at the sky. I'm gonna have to get some more paint here. Okay. Let's set him upside down for a second. You can see who made the print right there. Designed by a company that previously called Lord of the Print. Now they are called Rescale Miniatures. So 10 drops of paint real quick. Don't hit the mic, Max. Some water. Let's kind of mix it up. So if you're curious, the base was printed hollow. I didn't like that. I felt like it was too light. Made it really kind of light, so I just kind of filled it with some like resin glue stuff to make it heavy, so that won't fall over on you. So make sure I'm still in frame for everything here. Okay. So again, just wrapping up this bit of the wings. Again, you kind of see how it just automatically runs to those deep places, those crevices. is exactly what I want it to do. So when I come back over it later and dry brush things, it will the blue paint will be in the crevices. The paint that I put over top of it with a dry brush will keep it keep from getting painted, so because it'll be in the crevices. I don't know what color I'm going to do the little claws on the wings yet, but now you can see how it's here. I can just kind of take my brush after and it'll just kind of pull some of it out so that I don't have to worry about drips. There we go. Okay. Oh, it does look good on camera. In person, it's really hard for me to tell where it's been painted as soon as it dries. So come right here, do the shoulder a bit. I know I did that already. Come down and do the arms. I'm not sure if I'm going to do these things like horns or bone or what, so we'll see. Oops, see, there's a drip. Drips are bad, too much. Don't want drips. Down here and do the leg, do the chest. That wing is right in the way of that camera. There we go. Okay, so the cameras are better this time than they were last time, but still working on where the best placement is. I think maybe right here, looking that way, might be better for this one, this side camera. Look how cool that looks. Can't see that. I can barely see what I'm doing too, so we're all in the same boat. And this is what happens when you do attach a base to a figure before it's painted. Is it does get a little hard to paint some things, but there's some benefit to it too. So strip. Okay, look at that, look at that. Look how pretty that looks. I'm gonna do his chest plate here. Leave kind of the belly open. So the belly will be a different color. See, with these big pieces, there's so much surface area. It's easy to forget where you're at. Okay. Do the other side of his face now. Which is the best way to do this. Everybody involved, do it this way. So sometimes you'll see me go back over something where I'll notice some black, some piece got left out. Down through this leg, and then I'll refill my paint. That is so cool. Coming along. touch that up later. You can sit on his head for a second. Bit of dried paint there. Good. Now I noticed here that I forgot to get his chin taken care of. There we go. Okay. Go over the spikes one more time in his foot. Again, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do these spikes, but okay. I'll do the top of the wing first, just like we did the other side. So we'll come up, keep things straight. Yeah, this thing's not going to be able to see it, but tail's in the way a little bit here, so and you can see how like the gray highlights that I put on earlier do help kind of shine through. I was a bit heavier with the gray than I normally am, but I think it's working out okay. That's right. Remember my own rules. So if they're light on the bottom, they are dark on the top. Now watering it down so much, the paint so much, not only helps with making it spread easier and making it run, but it does help dilute the paint a little bit so that it's not as thick, thinner coat, and so it's a thinner coat. The undercoat of colors pop through a bit more. So you do end up getting some of the gray coming through and some of that black. So exactly what I want. Too heavy there. The last pass on the top of the wings. Quit drifting sideways. Okay. And I'm not really worried about sharp lines right now, or if it bleeds into one spot or another. It's all about layers right now, so come back. It's very dark in there, you can't really see what I'm doing. That's upside down, so now. Cool. Alright. Front leg is done. Back leg is not. Neither is the chest. We'll get in here. We'll do this chest up. Everything is really super glued together, but I still don't like holding, like I'm not going to hold it by its tail. The tail connects somewhere in here. I do a good job at hiding the seams. I just know that when I've bought pieces before and the seams are really bad, it can be disappointing. Like, as a collector or a painter or whatever. So we're almost done. His leg. And inside of his leg. It's got a really cool shaped themed base, which will be its own painting project. So coming back for that. Okay. Feel like right up in there. There we go. It was right in there that I missed. Okay, now the fun part, the tail, the back and the tail. Try to not bounce the camera. Again, with these spikes, I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. Don't know if I'm going to leave them like blue or paint them like horn or what. So I can set them down. Everybody get a better view of what I'm doing. So until I know, I'm just going to paint them. Again, you can see how much the paint runs. And then how much we get to see of the black and gray peeking through. I haven't figured out how to use music yet without all the copyright crap that social media gets upset at you if you use. Normally I listen to really chill, like folk music from the 60s and 70s while I paint, just because it's relaxing. I think his tail looks so cool. Yeah, so once I figure out how to do the music bit, I'll get that added. If you've watched any of my reels on Facebook or Instagram, you've probably heard some of that. So it's lots of Crosby, Stills, and Nash. It's a Jim Croce. Some other guys in there too, like James Taylor, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to be painting these flares, but this undercoat, this underbelly part is going to be kept so that it's going to be like a yellow color. So this will be a little bit more precise, not a lot. Okay, we're almost done here. Alright. Did I do this? Yeah, I did this. I think I remember doing that. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. Here's the start of our big blue dragon. Go to the other view for it. Here we go. Okay, guys, thank you so much. If you did watch, everything gets shared on YouTube, like right after this. Pieces of it will get chopped up and put onto Instagram and Facebook as well. If there's anything that you'd like to see more of, yeah, just always shoot me an IM, DM, chat, whatever. Thank you guys so much.